What's up, my dudes? Old Kenny Boy Roczen back again to E-Sippers. So, he rips the Holeshot, leads the whole main event at Glendale, wins the ship. It's his first win of the year. So, is he really back, or is Ken Roczen just going to kind of do what he did last year, where he just won one main event, one singular main event, and that was it? I don't really know, but I will say that I did expect Roczen to be better this year than he was last year, just because the fact of being on that Suzuki for longer. Of course, he was on the Suzuki back in the day, okay, but as far as that particular Suzuki team and all of that jazz, right? So I thought, last year I thought he would have been lucky to, win that much, and he ended up only winning one main event last year. Now, this year was a different story of what I was kind of predicting coming into it. I thought this year Roczen would have easily been able to win 2-3 main events, maybe even more. But I expected him at least to be twice as good this year as he was last year. So far, he's kind of been the same, sort of getting weird results, start to the season, similar to last year. But now he got that main event win. He obviously still has the speed. He obviously still has the skill. He's got the talent to run with anybody out there on any given night. But as far as a championship, I don't know if he's going to, put it together for that kind of a deal. I just don't know. But, for instance, Jett Lawrence, everybody acts like Jett Lawrence can just run down anybody, and as long as he gets a halfway decent start, he can win any main event. Well, he got a podium, third place in this main event. So, Roczen, and who was the other guy? I think Jason Anderson? Pretty sure both of them just beat Jett Lawrence. So, it does seem as if in the 450 class in 2024, it is very start-based, even for Jett Lawrence, even for Mr. Perfect Boy. There still is quite the element to it. Comes down to who's pulling the whole shot, who's getting a decent start. They're kind of playing musical chairs. Let me sound like Ricky Carmichael out here, bro. They're kind of playing musical chairs a little bit when it comes to that particular aspect of it. These certain guys will get a start this main event, then the next main event, a whole different set of guys will get a good start, and then the guys that got a good start the week before will get a bad start, and it just keeps going back and forth and back and forth. And that's what's kind of making the points jumble around all over the place, right? But with Roczen, he's the kind of guy he could get on a roll. He's got the skills. He was the main guy that was going to be, it looked like he was beating Jett Lawrence in that one outdoor moto last year where I think he ended up having a crash or a little mistake or some shit, and then he was kickstart Kenny over there on the sideline for 420 minutes, But he was definitely on that level to battle with Jett Lawrence in outdoors last year. He's got the raw speed. He's got you put Roczen up there with a good start, and he's got his bike set up right, and he feels good. I'd put him up against anybody. I'd put him up against Jett Lawrence. I'd put him up against Tomac. I'd put him up against Sexton, Webb, really any of them. And there's a lot of those guys in that category. Even Jett Lawrence, in the sense of, if Sexton's having a good night and he gets a good start, it's going to be hard to straight up run him down and beat him. If, Cooper Webb just gets a really good start, and kind of some of the other guys don't get an absolutely perfect start, it's going to be hard for any of these guys to just run them down. It's the same way with when Ken Roczen gets a good start. He's got that keen ability of just riding his own race, hitting his own lines. When he gets a good start, bro, you better be bad to the bone to just run him down and catch him like that. Jett Lawrence wasn't even able to run down the dude in second place to win. It's easy to win when you get a good start, Both of Jett Lawrence's main event wins this year have both come from a really good start. And any time he hasn't gotten a really good start, he hadn't been able to come all the way up to a winning position. Like, yeah, he was able to come back to a third place, but I just think it's so stacked now that it's all start-based. You know, it's become like 80% about the start, 20% about how the race actually goes, you know what I mean? But yeah, it would not shock me at all to see Ken Roczen go out there and win another 2 or 3 main events this year. I don't know if he's actually going to be able to do it, but it wouldn't shock me at this point. Whereas last year, with being the first year back on that Suzuki, it would have shocked me a little bit had he been able to win 3 or 4 main events last year, you know? But some people, it's like, it's this funny thing that happens where it's like when people sort of lower the bar, like they kind of lower the expectation level a little bit when they don't do so good for a while. Like with Roczen, for instance, right? He hasn't really been in that winning position this year yet. But so when he does go up there and lead, you know, rips a whole shot and leads the whole race and then just wins the race, it makes people kind of lose their minds a little bit. Like, oh my God, Roczen, holy shit. But I mean, really, he should be doing this. Roczen should be winning some main events. He should be out there running it with the fastest guys out there, you know? This really shouldn't come to be a shocker at this point. It's just, he's sort of kind of lowered that expectation bar a little bit. But really, Roczen is a guy that you should be expecting to win at this point. Maybe not so much last year as much. I know a lot of people did expect Roczen to win a bunch last year, but just with him first year on that Suzuki, I was kind of doubting it. But now he's got some time under his belt on that bike. But he may end up having the same kind of year as he had last year, where he just goes out there and wins one main event, and then he's kind of nowhere to be found in the rest of the races. I don't know. But I think he's got a better chance this year than what he had last year. So that's my kind of thing. You know, a lot of people will instantly, it's funny, like, Tomac can go out there and win one of the main events of a Triple Crown, you know, one main event of a Triple Crown, not even win the overall, and everybody will be like, Tomac's back, bro! Tomac's back! Oh my God, Tomac's back! And then he goes out there and gets a 13th and then like a 4th or a 5th, the 2 races after that. Like, y'all boys are going to have to stop being so... You judge everything by one race. You just can't do that, man. You got to look at the bigger picture. You got to look at what outside things have happened to these riders. Like, for instance, this year, you know, it's Tomac's first year back after the ruptured Achilles. You just can't expect Tomac to even be, you know, even be remotely like what he was last year. You just can't even expect that. And the more that you do expect that, the more you confuse everything, you know, because you'll be like, oh, Tomac's back, when he has a good ride in one of the Triple Crown main events, and it's like, oh, wait, no, he's not back. Oh, shit, yeah, he's back. Oh, wait, no, he's not back. Bro, like, he's not the same Tomac right now because it's the first year back from the ruptured Achilles. Kind of like with Roczen, he wasn't the same Roczen after all those arm injuries when he came back. Roczen is really, honestly, just now kind of starting to get back to that where he looks like that old school Roczen to me. I feel like sometimes y'all moto boys, you just look at the results and you think, oh, Tomac's lost his sauce, man. Tomac's... He can't run with these real fast, you know, up-and-coming, you know, rookie boys. Like, he just can't run with Jett. Jett's just too good, bro. Stop. He ain't the same Tomac, that's why. Jett's out there battling with the fucking 69% Eli Tomac. Like, pretty obvious he's just going to go right around him, bro. You know what I mean? So, you just got to, that's all I'm asking. Just take everything else into consideration instead of just looking at the result sheet. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So, either way, man, definitely let me know down in the comments what y'all boys think. Y'all think Roczen gonna come back and win a couple more? You think this is it for the year? What do y'all think? I think he's gonna do better this year than he did last year. I think he's gonna go out there and win at least one more main event, maybe even 2, which would be better than the one that he had last year, right? So either way, man, looks like Roczen's getting on a bit back to his regular Roczen that we know of, you know, that can finish strong at the end of a main event. We'll see if he can continue that shit, man, you know. So either way, see y'all boys on that next one later, dudes.